Greetings everyone. Tonight in this short video we're discussing what was found in the search warrant for Bryan Kohberger's apartment. This search warrant was originally supposed to be sealed up until mid-March, and it was due to that the police did not want the evidence to come out and somehow affect the case, and it was also stated in there that it could possibly put some law enforcement in danger, which caused a lot of speculation online and from family members that there was another co-defendant that we didn't know about yet. Well, on a surprise move, they released the documents. So this is what we found. One of the things they took from his house, and we'll just list them. There's about 12 items and a few other little things that go with it. So one, they found in a nitrate type black glove. Now a nitrate type black glove is a surgical glove, which would lend to, if he was wearing plastic or rubber gloves, and then he was also wearing a surgical black mask with his black outfit, it would make sense that, he would have more than just one. They come in a box of like 100, so he would definitely have more than one glove at the house. There was a Walmart receipt that had a Dickies tag with it. Now, if you're not familiar with it, Dickies are a larger, heavier duty, usually a bodysuit type outfit. So maybe this was like a ski jumper that Dickie makes. It kind of goes from your neck all the way down to your feet. So the only thing that would have been exposed on him would have been his shoes and then his neck, face, and top of head, but apparently he had those covered as well, all except for his big bushy eyebrows. The next item is 2 Marshall's receipts. Now, I love shopping at Marshall's, but I don't know what he's going and buying at Marshall's that he could have used during this murder, and until the trial we won't have any idea either. They took the dust container from his Bissell Power Force vacuum. Now that's all fine and good, but I'm surprised they didn't just take the entire vacuum cleaner. I mean, when you're vacuuming, stuff gets stuck in the hose tip comes into contact with it, not just the thing that holds all the dirt. So I found that a little strange that they didn't take the entire vacuum, because it could, there could be something in the wheels, there could be something in any of the parts. So just to take that, I'm not sure what their thinking was there. The next thing on the list is 8 possible human hair strands. That's pretty self-explanatory. It's human hair. They're going to test it. The next item is 1 Fire TV stick with cord and plug. I'm guessing that's to search out his history, see if he was looking up how to get away with murder or other things like that on it. They found 1 strand of animal hair, and I'm guessing they took that because if it would go back to the scene of the crime with their dog or something like that, that would be crucial evidence. Then the next 4 items were just possible hair strands. So they had 4 more items that were just hair strands, but they weren't sure if they were human, if they were from a wig or whatever. They just had 4 possible hair strands. They then took his computer tower as well, which, as we all know, when someone comes up missing and there's a murder investigation, the computer tower always gets taken. Then it appears that they may have taken a section of his carpet that had a dark red spot on it. They collected it without testing it. So it's a dark red spot, but it doesn't mean it's blood. They didn't test it. It must be small. So they didn't want to contaminate it because they didn't have a large enough sample to make sure it was blood. They took 2 cuttings from an uncased pillow of a reddish brown stain, and they did test the larger stain, but did not say whether it was blood or not. And then lastly, they took the top and bottom mattress covers, packaged separately, both labeled C. They had multiple stains on them, and they did test one, so I'm guessing if they tested it, it probably came back for blood, so that's why they took them both, and they must have had a large enough sample there that they could do that. So with that said, that is what they took. Originally, when this was sealed up, people had thought there was a co-conspirator, there was another person involved, so they could not release this evidence. Apparently, those speculations can be set aside, although now online, believe it or not, there are multiple free Bryan Kohberger sites. There are people rallying around him, and there is a story even from someone saying that they're his family, but they didn't want to identify themselves. But they said that the true story is that the reason he kept showing up at that house was because that's where he would get his drugs, not necessarily from that house itself, but he'd go there with his friend who was a security guard, and they'd get high together, and apparently that night he pissed off his friend, and they were doing drugs out in front of that house, and Bryan got back in his car and left, and then his friend went in and did the murders. Now, this is completely far-fetched, but this is what is out there on the internet. It's funny that before Bryan Kohberger was ever announced as a suspect, everybody thought it was one of the Jacks. This Jack, that Jack, everybody's a Jack, But now that he's been named a suspect, now everyone's trying to figure out, well, maybe there's something else. There's got to be a trick. Maybe there's another suspect. Maybe he was set up. Maybe he's totally innocent, because how could a guy this smart be so dumb? Sometimes, as we all know, all of us that follow true crime, sometimes criminals are just dumb. Tell me what you think. You can leave a comment. If you know something I haven't said here tonight, go ahead and put it down there. And once again, if you like this, please give us a like and a subscribe. And as always, remember to be kind to each other, and we'll see you in the next video.